Yeah, I think second Twilight is easy to determine. Yeah, I think these will die. Oh no, is this foreshadowing for George actually dying? Can even Eva Beatrice kill herself? I would, I would really like this again. Maybe I will be happy about this, maybe I'm not going to be sad. I don't even know what will happen. Hello and welcome, Pocket Watch here, and it's about time for another episode of Umineko. Yeah, it's time for another episode. Previous episode was freaking amazing. I love that. I hope you love that too. Also, I have to tell you that first time after like months, I'm actually at ease. I'm recording, editing, and I don't feel stressed. And it's probably because I managed to take like 2 days of break and record ahead. Because when I'm recording this, the last episode I've uploaded is the Witchbusters episode. So yeah, I'm quite ahead. It's like 3 episodes ahead right now. And I'm actually really happy, especially now at December, when I have like literally no time. And I'm starting to actually enjoying it more and feeling less stressed, because I feel like now I can fulfill my schedule actually and be on time with episodes for you. So yeah, thanks for being with me, and let's continue the story. Let's continue. Let's see what will happen. Also, yeah, I will, as usual, like, get your comments into considerations in the future episodes when I actually get episode to uploaded and get the comments under them. So don't worry if like next episode after you commented I'm not like taking action or think about specific stuff, because basically, yeah, they just don't exist yet on the channel. But yeah, I'm still hearing you, and yeah, I hope we'll have a great ride. So let's go. Oh my god, I'm so happy that I'm ahead with schedule. Holy shit, that's so good. Well, this might be a minus for you, because I'm not like on pair with you like day per day. Maybe I will, yeah, I will probably like go back to like 2 episodes schedule, like reading comments and then making the episode, like I used to, but it will be like after New Year, probably, because yeah, right now I literally have like no time for anything, so yeah. The 7 survivors returned to the guest house once again. By now, it was clear that those who went outside would not return alive. The Rudolph group had gone out with 2 guns and a master key. Also, yeah, I'm talking a lot, sorry. Also, when I'm recording like that, like ahead, I recorded today like 3 episodes of Umineko. This is like the 3rd one. And thanks to that, I remember previous episodes very well, and I'm going to be less confused about the story, about future episodes. Because when I was like living day by day with episodes and was stressed about editing and everything, I had to read them like, you know, 1 episode of Umineko, 1 episode of Muramasa, 1 of Little Busters and stuff, and this everything just got like jumbled up together. And now I have everything like fresh in mind. I can remember most of stuff, and yeah, I feel very good about recording these days. I hope you will like it. Maybe you will less face palming now. But the days had been lost. It was already clear that those had been stolen by the culprit. Because the shutters were closed on the windows, they couldn't open even if the culprit had the master key. The front and back doors that lead the outside world all sealed by chains. So Ronova created another closed room. And they were further blocked with sofas and tables. Even if the culprit decided to break in through violent means, it wouldn't be easy for them.
台風が今となってはむしろ幸いかもしれんな。もしも晴れていたならゲストハウスに放火するという手もあり得たかもしれん。
そもそも台風でなかったなら 午前中に船が来てたわ。それを不幸中の幸いと言えるかは微妙ね。
Yeah.
エヴァさん、体の具合はいかがですか？無理をされないようにしてください。
Yeah, I'm concerned about Eva mental state right now.
ありがとう。熱はまだ感じるけど、そんなことを言ってる場合じゃないわ。子供のためにも。今は寝込んでる場合じゃない。
Yeah, you are the only one who can support George now at this point. After crying so much in front of Hideyoshi's corpse, Eva had felt a strong self-awareness of her position as a mother, and the expression conveyed a strong will. Yeah, no wonder. In actual fact, her fever still hadn't gone down, and she was aware of that. If she didn't keep a strong hold on herself, she felt as though the fever would make her mind hazy again. By this point, the first floor formed the final line of defense, set up by Kraus, Natsuhi and Eva. The children and the guest, Nanjo, had been strongly warned not to go downstairs without taking great care. If the culprit used a ladder or something, it probably wouldn't be impossible for them to attack from the second floor. Probably, yeah, makes sense. But it won't be easy for them to break those sturdy shutters from such an insecure position, that's true as well. The second floor was relatively safe compared to the first. For a second I thought like they could just smash a window with like stone or something, but in the previous background we saw like these wooden like shutters there. Unless it can be opened easily, so you can just smash the window, get your hand inside and just like open it. Not a big deal, I guess. Butler and George had also wanted to remain on the first floor, so that they could fight if the worst happens, but Eva had put stop to that. In her mind, George now was the only member of her family. It seems that she didn't even want to expose him to danger of coming downstairs to the first floor. Krause and Natsuhi could not understand this feeling. Oops, sorry, my mouse was like on the screen. I'm not sure. Okay, I will do this at the end. I'm not sure if I synced up my audio. I will do this at the end, after I end the video. Also, a great deal of time had passed since the siege began. In the second floor, cousin's room, Butler, George, and Jessica sat dazzled, and didn't even listen to the TV that had been left on. For a while, Nanjo had been with them and tried to lend them words of encouragement. But when he realized that he might actually be having the opposite effect, he hid himself in his own room on the same second floor. Nanjo is perfect, in perfect spot to be a target at this point. Also because we don't have like second Twilight Dawn yet, so yeah, I think second Twilight is easy to determine. Unless game will do something I don't think it will do. I don't think Jessica will die. I don't know, I kinda feel like she cannot die like 2 episodes at the like 2 episodes in like row. I don't think that's what they're going. Also, Canon is dead already, so there's nothing really to like make it really emotional. I mean, she could die like together with her mother, but what kind of emotion we would expect from Kraus then? Jessica and Kraus could die, then Natsuhi would be devastated, true. Yeah, I think just Kraus and Natsuhi will die. It will be the same case as with Butler. His parents died like every time before, and now it's time for Kraus and Natsuhi again. Yeah, I think these will die. If game want to kill Jessica, then I would say that Kraus and Jessica will have to die. I would say these two. if we have to kill someone. But on the other hand, it will be the same as last episode, because Natsuki survived there. I mean, the episode 1. Yeah, Kraus and Natsuki are my bets for the second Twilight. George kept looking dazedly at the photographs inserted in his notebook. It was not the time. He would taken a vacation to Okinawa with Shannon. Oh, the aquarium, the beach, and like the restaurant. We saw this in the episode 2. Shannon's happy smile was contained in those photos. Are we going to see the photos actually? Oh, we have backstory. George could remember the temperature and humidity, the warmth and strength of the wind. Oh, the sad soundtrack. Don't do this to me, not in the beginning of the episode. And even what he had been talking about with her at the time that the photos had been taken, as clearly as though it had been yesterday. So to George, they weren't simply photos, but a door to bring back warm memories. Wow. In this room, even though the sound of the typhoon and the TV should have entered George's hearing, it was the scenery of Okinawa. He had seen with her and her laughing voice that reached his eyes and ears. George had striven to be reborn after meeting Shannon. He had sworn to separate himself from the timid person he had once been. Easily caught up in the atmosphere, unable to refuse a request, and easily used by those around him. He had resolved himself to become a strong man who could make her life more joyous. Therefore, if he had met Shannon, the man called Ushirimiya George would probably have lived a very different life. And the George of that different life surely wouldn't have been as excellent man as he is now. Oh. The person I am now exists for Shannon's sake. Now that Shannon is gone, why do I exist? Oh no, is this foreshadowing for George actually dying? Is Eva Beatrice actually going to kill the whole family of Eva? Wait, does that mean that Eva and George will die? They are close. They could be potentially the second Twilight. Can even Eva Beatrice kill herself? Can she actually do that? I don't think she can. It's completely meaningless, isn't it? He felt a deep, deep sadness, as though he himself had become empty. That feeling must have been tormenting him this whole time. However, until Butler mentioned it, he hadn't been aware of the feeling himself. He'd finally managed to remember that it should have been all right for him to cry much, much more. So he cried. Just like Butterhead, he cried himself dry. By now his eyes were bright red and swollen, and he couldn't cry anymore. So George did his best to change his way of thinking. He was not meaningless now, and he should be grateful to Shannon for giving him such a character. The dead don't come back to life. He would have to get over being separated from his most beloved person. If he were to chase after Shannon and kill himself, she would surely be deeply dejected. Yeah. I was afraid for a second that he would do that. After like we got that for what I exist now. Then I thought about Beatrice actually killing him. Maybe that will happen, I don't know. It worked the other way around too. If he had died and Shannon had chased after him, throwing away her own life, he wouldn't have been able to forgive himself. Yeah, So he chose to surpass his sadness and anger, and decided to thank her instead. After meeting Shannon, she made his days rich and full, and taught him the meaning of working hard for other people's sakes. As a result, she had shaped him into the kind of person he had wanted to be. He wanted to thank her for that. He tried to quell his sadness in this way, but each time he died, he remembered Shannon's smile. He understood it logically. He knew that grieving anymore than this would only make her grieve in heaven. But that didn't bring a stop to his sadness. Yeah. Oh. What a change. That was also purely symbolical. We had them like in the black and white, and now when he's feeling differently, when he's like accepting everything and wanted to like thank her, then everything just goes bright. Yeah. And now it goes black again because it's just a memory. And also it's not just a memory, it is the memory of Shannon. But it's still in the past, so it ended. But there's still future, which Shannon shaped in her own way. Ah, that's already a heavy episode.
人が死ぬってのはよ、こんなに悲しいんだろうな。
Butler muttered. It was as though he was speaking on behalf of all humans. His question probably hadn't been directed to anyone, but Jessica answered.
別れはどんな形でもいつも悲しいさ。でもそれが例えば老いであるとか何かの時間であるとかあらかじめ約束されていていつか訪れる別れであると分かっているものはその悲しみを長い時間をかけてあらかじめ薄めておくことができる。
I agree. Oh, if you heard some sound, that was previous Umineko episode just finished rendering.
それを許されないから突然の不幸は悲しいんだろうよ。
That's true.
なるほどな。そりゃ病気にでもかかって何年も昏睡状態になってりゃ少しずつ心の整理もついてくだろうけど。
Yep, pretty much.
ある日突然じゃその暇もねえもんな。
This is kind of fresh for me as well. Like in December, like last year, also my both grandparents passed away. Like being in bed and everything. So yeah.
本来なら数年をかけて薄めるべき悲しみが一度に押し寄せる。そりゃ辛いわけさ。時には人の生涯に傷を残すほど深い悲しみを与えることもあるかもしれない。
生涯に傷を残すほどか。
Oh, this is soundtrack, okay.
じいさまのオカルト趣味もさ、そうささやかれてたんだよな。例のベアトリーチェって愛人を大昔に亡くして、それが悲しくて悲しくて立ち直れなくて。
Seems like that was the case. Because she died, at least if we get forgiven what she said to us and shown us in her backstory, like she died, like basically falling off from cliff. If that's true, then yeah.
それで死者を蘇らせるためのオ
But
カル
there's
ト
no
の研究
way
に 残りの人生を全て捧げるようになったのではないかって。
But there's no way, like, for telling now if it was actually truth or not.
そうささやかれてた。
だとしたらじいさまは最後の土壇場でその奇跡を成し遂げたな。犯人は蘇ったベアトリーチェでじいさまは殺される瞬間に再会できたってことになるぜ。
If I want to believe in that, then yeah.
自分で蘇らせてそれに殺されるとは皮肉な話さ。
Is the butler from the game, like, the peace butler, is he actually believing in Beatrice and in witches and magic? Seems like that's the case, unless he's just like caught up in the moment and just like telling whatever like makes sense for now, I guess.
それでもおじいさまは会えたんだろうね。人生の半分を閉してもう一度会いたいと願った女性にわずかなひとときとはいえ再会できたんだろうね。
That's what happened.
丸焼きにされちまったけどな。人生の半分をかけた研究にしてはちょいと割の合わない成果だろうぜ。
そんなことはないよ。
Yeah, George understands us. Because George had Shannon, like Kinzo had Beatrice. Well, it's kinda different because Beatrice didn't acknowledge Kinzo's love, basically.
たとえほんのひとときであったとしても
But yeah,
愛した女性に再会できたおじいさまは幸せだったはずさ。
yep. By the perspective of only of one person, yeah, that's true.
仮に生命の摂理に逆らった罪を神に咎められてその身を焼かれ地獄に落とされたとしてもその見返りの再会がほんのわずかな時間だったとしてもね。
ジョージ兄さん、
神の怒りに触れてこの身を焼かれようとも構わない。
Yeah, if you could only see Shannon once more and speak to her.
わずかな時間でもいいからシャノンを再び蘇らせてくれるなら。
I would really like this again.
僕は残りの人生すべてをおじいさまと同じ研究に捧げるよ。5分でいいからシャノンともう一度言葉を交わしたい。1分でもいいからそれと引き換えにすべての人生を捧げても僕は構わない。
But it's not something that Shannon would like to. He's told us that he understands this. Maybe he will now in the next line say, but Shannon wouldn't like that. Or maybe not. But yeah. When Butler and Jessica realized that their pointless discussion was causing George pain, they could do nothing more than shut their mouths. George directed his thought to Kinzo's life. He sacrificed half of his life to research that no one understood. And on the last day of his life, he revived the person he loved most. And probably succeed in his reunion in his final moments. George didn't know how much time they had together. He didn't know if they'd been given an hour or just 5 minutes. However, that moment must have been enough to reward him for all the moments of research. Even though he spent dozens of years to achieve it, that small amount of time was probably more than worth it to him. Until today, I never believed in the occult or magic or anything. Somewhere in my heart, I even made fun of grandfather's research, thinking of it as nothing more than a pastime. However, I won't make fun of it anymore. No, in the contrary, I believe strongly that it's real. If power of belief can create miracles, I will probably throw away all of my studies up until today, spending the rest of my life from today onwards studying magic. Give me the power of magic, and give me a miracle that will let me see Shannon again. Are we going to have like young Kinzo here?
ごめんよみんな。僕もどうかしてる。魔法で死者が蘇るくらいだったら、世界中の人々が魔法を学ぶだろうね。
Yeah.
でも、現実にはそんなことはない。誰も学ばない。
Good, George is still like heart on the ground.
死者が魔法では蘇らないって知ってごめんよ。妙なことを言い出して。僕のせいでおかしな空気になっちゃったね。みんなだって辛いだろうに。気を使わせてごめん。
That's fine. Even if I did it to divide myself from my sadness, maybe I did say something strange. If I kept talking about stuff that's so weird, I'm sure it won't do anything good for the sadness. But that doesn't mean I can bear this silence.
僕は下に行ってもう一杯コーヒーをもらってくる。
Oh no, he's going to separate. Oh no. No, George, don't do this. Beatrice just showed us that she don't care about what she says. She said to Eva that she will like not kill family members, and she killed Hideyoshi anyway. Well, shit.
うちの母さん、コーヒーの入れ方にはこだわりがあるんだよ。
I have a feeling like this episode, yeah. Maybe my prediction was right. Maybe George will die. Maybe not as a second Twilight though, because we still have two Twilights like normal ones. But if George died like on one of the next Twilights, I feel like we'll have Eva in the mad state. You remember Rosa from episode 2? Yeah, imagine Eva being like that. I feel like that's what's going to happen.
みんなもおかわりはいるかい？
This is bad. This is bad. Buttercup and Jessica-chan lightly shook their heads. Without pressing for them any further, I took my mug and left the room. Well, I have my coffee. Also, apparently, people on my Discord channel don't like coffee. I asked, like, what kind of coffee do you like? And seems like no one likes coffee. I was, like, surprised. So, if you are not on Discord channel, then let me know in the comments, like, if you like coffee and if you like it, like, just like normal coffee, just black coffee, or you like it with cream or milk or something. Let me know. The shutters were all closed in the hallway, so the corridor was very dim. I tried visiting Dr. Nanjo's room and asking if he wanted more coffee, but he said he didn't need any either. It seems my mother's orthodox method of making coffee isn't universally appreciated. One time, I made some for Shannon, but she told me that while it was delicious, it was a little strong.
Shannon.
That's no good. Even though I left the room to change my mood. That image of Shannon's face filling my head hadn't faded in the slightest. I keep seeing those fun days with her more and more vividly. And it's saddening that I never even got a chance to see her dead face. According to her parents, she was apparently killed with something like a gun or spear. I'm sure they were just trying to console me, but they had said her dead face had been very beautiful and peaceful. I wonder if she had the engagement ring I gave her last night on her finger. If she accepted my engagement, she should have had it on the ring finger on her left hand. If I remember correctly, she had it. She put it like in the scene, I think. Or before the scene. Last night, we were both on the edge of losing it and not calm at all. Sean accepted my engagement pretty courageously, but she might have regretted that as a rash action once she cooled her head. She might have taken the ring off. I wonder if she has the ring on now. I want to be sure of at least that much. I want to know how she felt at the very end. But even if I do confirm that, it doesn't mean she will come back. I wonder what will happen to her body. After the autopsy, it will probably be immediately cremated. Then I will never be able to see her face, even her dead face, for all eternity. He's going to the room of Kinzo. But he can't enter there, right? You need like special key from Genji. You need a special room of Genji. Unless they didn't close it and just like left it open.
僕はシャノンを失ったショックで少しおかしくなってるのかな。
It did. No wonder though. It was like sudden. Also in the very important time of your life, so yeah. I don't want her body to burn. If she's burned and turned to ash, never again will it be possible for her to revive. Why it's in the bold? Why is this in the bold? Are we seriously going to revive Shannon at some point? They say cremation is frowned upon in Western tradition. Because on the day of resurrection, there would be no body to revive. Because of that, it seems that great criminals in Western history were often cremated after execution as punishment. And their ashes were sometimes scattered in rivers and such. In other words, to Western people, death is nothing more than a sleep until the resurrection. I wonder if this is another like word, you know? Like Beatrice said to Beato that it doesn't matter for her, like what happened in the other world. Basically Beato, for her revival, at this point need Butler to believe, right? I have a feeling like this whole epitaph, this whole ceremony that is occurring in the game, in current game, doesn't affect Beato actually. Like the Beato, the first Beato that we have Butler like playing with. I wonder if Beato could like potentially disrupt this whole situation and actually like revive, for example, Shannon for George. Because that would like destroy the first Twilight basically. And then Eva Beatrice couldn't be revived in like being true witch. And it shouldn't matter to Beato because this is like another set of game. And the original game they had been, the only one who is like opposing her is Butler. The original one. Maybe that's the case. That's just like my random thought, but maybe? It doesn't feel like that from like what Beato was saying and how she was acting, but might be the case. It is essential that the corpse is left after death.
つまりそれは西洋人は死者が蘇る奇跡の存在を知っていたからなんだ。
Are we going is George going to revive her? What?
でも日本にはその奇跡がなかったから焼いてしまうんだ。
Wasn't Kinzo actually researching the Western magic? He was researching Western magic, yes? I think that was the case. I remember something like that, like in the episodes when we had like backstory of Beatrice and how he put like the cage basically over her. I think it was Western magic. Like she said she's not she don't know basically Western magic that well, so she cannot like resist it or something like that. She cannot like dismantle it and escape, something like this. Now I understand. I understand why grandfather idolized the Western occult. Okay, yeah, there's a confirmation. This was his only reason from the very beginning. Just to revive the person dear to him. Grandfather spent the rest of his remaining life researching the Western occult. The situation surrounding us now is abnormal. Grandfather did revive his beloved Beatrice. And that Beatrice has carried out a terrible serial murder. With linked closed rooms. That force us to conclude the magic was used. The Golden Witch Beatrice. The incarnation of the miracle of the Western occult. Also, if we go into Epitaph. About the 10th Twilight. Power of once and last time. So you can get this during the Twilights. It's been a while since Eva found the treasure, and we had this conversation. But yeah, potentially George somehow can get a treasure, I guess? One of these? And he will choose this. Resurrection of love that was lost. Maybe that's what's going to happen. Maybe that's a wish for George, basically. Maybe he have like... Yeah. Maybe there's a stamp already on this. Like, this is mine! And also the culprit who killed Shannon. She's an entity I should hate. And yet, for some reason, I want to cling to her. I wonder if Shannon could be revived with the magic of miracles, which grandfather bet his life on. According to the legend of the Ushirama family, grandfather met with her long ago and was given a vast quantity of gold. Then, if I also meet with her, instead of gold, would she give me a Shannon's life? Yes, so that's it! That's the treasures here! Eva chose the Golden Land, which shall prize and bestow 4 treasures. So Eva chose the gold. One shall be the gold from the Golden Land. So George will resurrect the Shannon, basically. Because he's not thinking about resurrecting everyone right now. He's so focused on Shannon. He will focus on this. So we will have like 2 treasures left. Put sleep to witch to sleep for all the time. I wonder if it will happen in this episode. Maybe they will like use this to seal away Eva Beatrice inside Eva again. To put her sleep for all time. So basically sealing her over. Like Eva said, go to sleep or just go away, something like that, when she was like having conversation with herself in her mind. And the Beatrice said like, I'm awake or something like that, and yeah. Okay. I wonder if that will happen. Maybe he just have to like research the epitaph like Eva did. Go down to this secret room, find this room, and then meet with Beatrice and say, hey, revive Shannon. Instead of like looking at gold and taking a gold and a headship and everything. Maybe this room is basically a trap. If you go there, you see this whole gold and everything, and you are just blinded by greed. You just get the gold, headship, and all the power. You don't think about other possibilities at this point. And he will be different. This is good. As collateral, I don't care what sort of devil contract she imposed. I wouldn't mind sacrificing all of my remaining life. George probably couldn't believe or realize that his voiceless wish was heard by the witch herself, who stood right behind him. Hello, Beato. Oh, I have chills again. Wow, this is like... Oh, such a good episode. Beatrice had been listening to this entire discussion between the children just now in the cousin's room. Butter had told her that she didn't know the value of human life, and wanting to understand that in her own way, she got stealthily revisited, listening in on their discussion.
それが願いだというのか。
Yeah.
それを叶えれば、わらわは魔女だと認められるのか。
She's so going to interfere with the skull ritual. I wonder if she do this despite of it affecting her, or it actually doesn't affect her at all because this is like this game ritual, not the original one that she was in. Wow, so many questions and so many answers. I mean, more the questions, but still, questions and theories, I guess. Beata looked at the palms of both of her hands. She had handed over most of her once surging magical power when the new witch succeeded the name of the Endless Witch. Most of her, yeah. Oh, I understand now. I think, oh yes. She don't have any more like the Endless Witch power, right? She's not like the strongest witch at this point. She probably can revive someone or fix the vase, I would say. But for the limited time. Like the Virgila had in like the backstory. It's been repaired, but it was destined to get destroyed again. So maybe George will get like few minutes with Shannon. Just a few minutes to say goodbyes. I'm going to cry at this. Of course, her current power still made her worthy of being called a witch, but it could not begin to compare to her previous strength.
無限の魔法などなくとも、わらわは千年に名を轟かす大魔女であるぞ。
Yeah.
死者を蘇らすなど、造作もないこと。
Even for a limited time, right? Inside her head, she thought about several magic steps she could take to revive the dead. Even magic that should have been easy in the past would be difficult with her current power. She thought of something, then clicked her tongue, then did so again and over and over. In the end, she finally thought of a single spell. But that was a spell that she couldn't use by herself. It was a spell that witches with weak power used, one that relied on the aid of others. In the past, Beato looked down upon that type of magic. Yeah, and you are not that all-powerful right now. Now when she losing her powers, she starting to understand. So basically, yeah, giving up the power just made her realize like what she was doing and trying to find herself like for anew. Therefore, she frantically tried to search for any convincible alternative. But in the end, she couldn't think of one and slumbered over in self-deration. Then, careful not to surprise him, she softly called out. So good. Softly to George Hart. He's not even surprised at this point.
あなたは誰だい？本当に魔女のベアトリーチェ？それとも僕の悲しみが生んだ幻想なのか？
Maybe I will be happy about this, maybe I'm not going to be sad. I don't even know what will happen.
もしも前者だったなら僕の願いを聞いてほしい。そして後者なら僕をそっとしておいてほしい。
The conversation in the mental world was a lot like having one in a dream. When you dream, haven't you even ever had the experience of casually accepting something that would have been absurd in the real world? That's true, actually. That's why he's not surprised. Okay, got it. The conversation in this world was like that. So even though a witch appeared and started talking to George, he was not surprised.
わらわが黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェである。本来わらわとそなたはこうして会話を交わすことなどできん。しかしそなたがわらわのことを強く意識し会話を望むからこうして互いのチャンネルを合わせることができる。
Okay.
シャノンを殺したのがあなたなのか？あなたを名乗る何者かの仕業なのか？僕はただあなたが本当の魔女として存在しているならばどんな対価にも応じる。
I wonder what the cost will be. There's no way this is like free magic.
僕の命を望むなら今すぐに
Unless
捧
it
げてもいい。
is. Well, you just said this magic is for like bring happiness, so maybe it doesn't have a cost actually. Or maybe it just take away more power from Beatrice. So maybe it's like self-sacrificing?
どうかシャノンを生き返らせてほしい。それが無理ならせめてわずかの間話をさせてくれるだけでもいい。
Yeah, just a few minutes.
お願いだ。
対価はいらぬ。
Okay.
その願い叶えて使う。
本当にシャノンを。
うん。だが反言の魔法を扱うには今のわらわには魔力が足りぬ。
Yeah.
だからそなたの手を借りねばならぬ。
僕にできることならどんなことでも。それが僕の心臓を今すぐこの場で取り出すことであったとしても
Wow.
僕は躊躇しない。
そんなものいらぬというのにわらわは魔法を唱えさすれば冥府の扉に隙間ができよう。だが今のわらわにはその隙間よりシャノンの魂を連れ出せるほどの力はない。しかしシャノンのことを強く思うそなたならその思いを魔力に変えて彼女の魂を必ずや連れ戻せるだろう。
I think this is going to be happy episode actually. Or maybe happy and then we'll have like sad but happy at the same time. I think like Shannon will die again. What if Eva Beatrice will come? Oh no! I just realized if Shannon will be alive, then George can be sacrificed as second Twilight. And then Beatrice would need only one person to fill gap in the first twilight. Is that how it works? Is that what's going to happen? Is Beatrice going to like... Oh my god, maybe she will break George. Maybe she will break George. Maybe Beatrice will start torturing Shannon and killing her over and over in the eyes of George. Like, he will see this, he will go mad and crazy, and then she will start killing him as well. Oh my... Oh fucks. I don't want to read anymore.
どうだわらわを手伝うか。
手伝うとも。シャノンの命が蘇るなら、僕は何を失うことも恐れない。
George Fist shook in silence. Then he slowly came to his senses. He had been absent-mindedly standing near the window in the hall, that whole time, in his mug in his hand. And the witch from his dream was still there.
そんな夢じゃ
Yeah,
ない。
it's not.
静かにせよ。今のわらわはとても脆い。この上さらに他の人間まで現れたら姿を保ちきれぬ。
Yeah.
そなたの願いは叶えるから今は沈黙せよ。よいか。
George covered his mouth with both hands, nodding enthusiastically several times. In that instant, he almost dropped the mug he was holding. George frantically juggled it around and cut it. He was afraid that if it fell to the floor and made a loud sound, the witch form might disappear like bubble popping. He softly set the mug on the floor and stared at the witch in the front of him again. Her form didn't disappear. It wasn't a dream.
さあ、シャノンが眠る客室へ行くぞ。
I don't know what's going to happen. Should I make this episode longer? I'm contemplating length of the episode. I have a feeling like after this we'll have some long scene with new Beatrice. This is like my feeling and prediction that's what's going to happen. So maybe I will cut when the new Beatrice shows up. I feel like she will shows up. This just have to happen. I feel like this is going to happen. Okay, I will continue. Maybe this episode will be a bit longer then.
そなたの思いの力にて彼女の魂を連れ戻すのだ。
行くってどうやって？下には母さんたちがいる。表へ出るのを許してくれるわけがない。それにあなたはさっき他の人間が現れたら姿を保てないと言わなかったかい？
True.
そういえばそうだったな。下にはクラウスたちがおったか。それでは確かに下へ降りられぬな。ならば一階へ降りずに屋敷へ行けばいいではないか。簡単な話よ。
Butler laughed, as though she had thought of pleasant prank. I wonder if Butler's seeing this. I wonder. And with her golden pipe, she lightly tapped a window with its shutter closed. When she did, 3 gold butterflies appeared from the pipe and opened the lock on the window as though melting it. Cool. Then the window opened without a sound. The shutter beyond it was exactly the same. The clasp unset itself, also without making sound, and it quietly opened. The window opened, exposing the wind and rain outside the mansion. Perhaps because of the direction or something related to the construction of the building, The wind did not blow inside. Okay, I will do a quick note for the potential episode name that I just thought about. Because of that, for a while, George felt as though this entrance that opened to the outside was a dream or illusion, and he couldn't accept it as real.
さあ行くぞ。ついてまいる。
Beato gently floated upwards. It was a natural action, like that of the diver enjoying an underwater stroll. It made it so easy to believe that if you acted like she did, you too might be able to float in the sky, just as though you were swimming through the water. No, George did believe that. So without thinking, just as she had done, he also, gently, as for swimming in the water, lifted his feet. I cannot comment on this. Yeah, he can do this, see? He believes.
やるではないか。わらわが説明するよりも早く空を舞うことを覚えたか。
George was shocked to find himself floating in the mid-air, like he was swimming. Of course, Beato was also shocked that George, who shouldn't have been able to use magic, had figured out how to do that just by instinct.
空が飛べるなんて。
Like, Umineko went from like first 2 episodes mostly from like being kind of detective story with a mix of fantasy and everything. Like lately episodes are like pure fantasy. It's not like detective story anymore. I mean, it is in some sense if we consider the Butler like original one and stuff. But so many stuff is happening that just want us to believe in magic. Not to deny it, it just straightforward want us to believe that.
泳げるなんて。
理屈を考えてはならぬ。それが自然なことであると受け入れよ。ニュートンとかアインシュタインとか人間たちの競技を思い出してはならぬぞ。特に高き空を飛んでいるときはな。
Yeah, if your belief will like wave away, then you will fall down probably.
墜落する未熟な魔女も時におる。
Yeah.
あるがままを受け入れる。あるがままを受け入れる。
George repeated those words over and over. He must not deny magic, no matter what. George, at this point, is polar opposite of Butler. Butler says he have to deny magic, and George say that he don't have to. He cannot. I like it. Denying, that would be like throwing away what might be his first and last chance to revive Shannon. However, compared to Beato, who was elegantly drifting like smoke, George's movements clearly resembled someone underwater. Therefore, if he didn't act like he was kicking his feet in water every once in a while, he would be cut off by the force of gravity bit by bit. Okay.
わらわが初めて空を舞った時よりは上出来であると褒めておく。
Okay.
行くぞ。
I like how she calls it a dance. Dance in the air.
ついてまいる。
Dance through sky. When Beato beckoned to George, she gently flew into the stormy sky. It was just like a scene from a fairy tale. The scene unfolding before George's eyes felt entirely like an extension of his dream.
空を飛べるのはすごいけど、すごい風と雨だ。
なんだ。 雨と風に苛まれるのか。それを防ぐ魔法を教えてもよいが、今のそなたには早いし、今はそれを習う時間を割くのも惜しかろう。
Yeah.
ええ、僕が必要としている魔法はそれじゃない。
George wore a strong-willed gaze, refusing to let the wind and rain get to him.
見えてきたぞ、屋敷。もう少し頑張れよ。今落ちればバラの茂みだぞ。
The undulating rose garden was spread beneath the witch and George's gazes. This illusion-like scene no longer surprised George. Only the gradually approaching mansion was reflected in his eyes. Sorry. Also, new potential title.
シャノン、待ってて。
Okay.
必ず君を蘇らせてみせる。
Okay. Hello. Now I'm afraid. She definitely saw them. And I will leave that for the next episode. It will be... Next episode is going to be crazy. It's so going to be crazy. I'm betting on this. It's just... I don't know what's going to happen. I have a feeling like it will be sad episode, happy episode, and terrifying episode at the same time. Whew, I cannot wait. I hope you cannot wait as well, and we can wait for this together. So, yeah, that will be it for today. So, thanks for joining for today's episode. Thank you for listening to me, and I'll see you in the next one. So, thank you once again, and for now, Pocket Watch is going out.